the second semi-final of the plate between REME and the Violet Vikings. And REME have had one victory today already, but the Violet Vikings yet to get a win on the board. However, they just played against the Conker Knights, who are one of the teams to watch, and they managed to get a draw.
Yeah, it's strange that they haven't won a game so far, but have perhaps produced the result of the round so far with that draw against the Conker Knights, which they were absolutely fantastic. And I have to say, with that try that they had wiped off the board, I think that was incredibly harsh, and I think they were incredibly hard done by to not come away with a win in that game. But if they can perform like that again, they will book themselves into the plate final.
Yeah, interestingly, the Vikings, the only team here who's not had a victory at all today, as it stands. So there's a big task ahead of them. Obviously, we've just watched the Penguins beat the Toucans in the other semi-final. Now it's over to the Vikings and REME, and it's not the best of starts by the Vikings. The kickoff out on its head. Here come REME through the hands, finding Leone. Mack, who's got bags of pace we've seen all day. Through one tackle, then the other. But it has gone forward from a REME hand.
Yeah, it's always a question, isn't it, of what version of this REME side we'll see in this game. I mean, in round two, when it particularly came to the knockout stages, they were absolutely outstanding and they played their best rugby of the series so far. Can they channel that kind of play in this game and book themselves into another final?
Nakello feeds in out to Leone. Mack with the ball in hand. The kick and chase, he's got the pace to do it, but the kick wasn't quite long enough to give Mack the chance of getting there. Opportunity now for the Vikings. Do you see sidestepping Cian O'Reilly on the far side, running out of options and room, but the ball still on the field of play. Choke on his boots by now. They keep offloading well through the tackles. Dickinson manages to get the ball back. Has that gone forward? No, still an opportunity. Jack Hart with the ball in hand. The Goosey, then the fend. The tackle is there by the REME full-back as per se for the time being. But there's a penalty. And keen to go quickly. Here's Bunyan. There's an opportunity in the corner. Crossing. First try of the game. Jack Hart. And the Vikings take the lead.
Yeah, quick restart off that penalty. Quick tap and go. Found the space on the short side, and Jack Hart just had one man to beat. Good finish in the end. Defender was closing in and looking to push him out, but good start for the Vikings, and looking to pick up where they left off in that last game.
Tough conversion here. Kai Evans doesn't quite get it on target. It's a good start for the Vikings, building after that draw against the Knights. I know it's the last competition of the series today. And the Vikings potentially would have hoped to have had a more successful series. To be fair, they're currently sat in 9th in the overall standings. They will jump above the Sniper Sevens and Carmarthen Warriors, and they're quite close to catching up with REME as well. So this is a big game for both sides.
Yeah, with REME winning that plate competition in round two, it's jumped them up after a really lackluster performance in round one. But everything to play for out here, not just a place in the final, but series points, as we said.
Stepping back inside, keeping the ball alive. Seniloni. Ledua finding Leone in the middle of the park. Leone, superb strength and speed. Slithering away from the last defender. Under the sticks. And this will be a good option for the conversion as well. So REME set to go 7-5 up.
Yeah, really good break from Leone, slithering his way through. He had to snake his run as well, didn't he, to finish that off. And a good response here from the REME team, and conversion as well, I think. So I think they've taken the lead with that.
Yeah, they have gone ahead 7 points to 5 in this plate second semi-final. Certainly both sides will want to step out on the turf one last time. It's vital that they get the victory to be able to do that. Good restart. Competitive kick from Leone. And instantly over the ball. Pressure on the Vikings here as REME look to put some more points on the board, moving the ball. Leone, ball in hand once again, looking to score once again. Leone, well, he's made it look so easy. Both tries looks, well, absolutely effortless.
Yeah, they really pick their moments, a couple of these guys in the REME team, don't they? It seems like you don't see them in a game and then the next game they come through and they're just almost unstoppable, or they just have a couple of minutes or a half where they just seem to be absolutely everywhere. And Leone is that man at the moment. He's the man in form. And a second try for REME. It's been a really good response after that, going down for that first try.
Conversion good as well. So 14 points to 5 to REME. And interesting, like you say, you know, certain players stand out in different games. You know, Mac scored twice in the first game for REME. Moku has been influential throughout the series, as well as Valentini. But this game looks as if it's Leone's turn. Restart has been collected.
Yeah,
by
we
REME.
saw Valentini in the last round, didn't we? Have an excellent day, and again, it's been a bit quiet here today. But if he can pick the moments for this REME side, you know, big players come to the fore when the pressure's at its highest, and he'll hope to do that here.
Mac. Clark. Looking for the offload, gets the offload. Sidestepping through Nakello. Now it's in the hands of Ledua. Support now in from Pex, who's ever so composed with the ball in hand. Clark. Mac's one option, but straight into the tackle of Ellis Dickinson. Nevertheless, penalty to REME. Pex moving the ball towards Nakello. Nakello with Ledua on the shoulder, but decides to skip the pass. Back for a penalty.
I didn't quite see what that penalty was for, but good sustained pressure here from REME at the moment. Straight after those two tries, they're straight back inside the Vikings 22. And, you know, the Vikings, after that fast start, haven't shown the kind of energy that they showed in the last game. Just need to settle down here a little bit and get themselves back in the game.
Great offload to Pex, charging through on the shoulder of Ledua. And REME, they've got a man extra towards the far side, but it's a lovely step. And then the gas under the posts. Clark and REME now are in full control of this semi-final. Oh, and he's hit the bar with a conversion.
He's rushed that conversion, hasn't he? But it's a really good try again. And talk about momentum. And when this REME side get the momentum in a game, they are really, really tough to stop. And they've showed that here. They need to be consistent. They need to show a little bit of consistency and just close out this second half now. They've done the hard work, but it's up to the Vikings now to up their energy and up the impetus in this second half and come back in this game if they're going to have any chance of getting to the final.
Yeah, absolutely. So the score at the half, REME 19, Voilet Vikings 5. Second half about to start here between REME and Voilet Vikings. The winner will face the Flying Penguins in the plate final of this last round in the Welsh 7 series. Back underway from Nakello. Here come the Voilet Vikings. Ooh, and there's a yellow card about to be brandished here. Straight in the bin goes Llanidloes, pleading his case, but the referee doesn't agree with him.
I think that's his second yellow card of the day, actually. Llanidloes.
Fiery player.
Yeah. There has been a few high tackles from this REME side today. Really good hands from the Vikings, though. They look to take advantage.
Oh, last gasp tackle in the corner. Mack it was, and it's a penalty against Mack. And now they go again, the Vikings. Oh, the ball bobbling out the hands, then collected properly on the base of the post. I believe it's Jack Hart once again, second of the game for Hart. And the Vikings are not out.
Thought that was a knock-on initially from Hart. He managed to ground it before the ball was spilt over the line, but that's a really good response from the Vikings, and that yellow card again from Llanidloes just proving costly. And you know, to be fair to the referees, they've been consistent today. These high tackles are getting punished. Anywhere up near the neck area is getting punished, either with a penalty, a yellow card, or both. So these teams have got to try and tackle a little bit lower.
Ball's gone forward through the hands. So there will be a reset here. And the Vikings, well, they're not going to bow out, are they, without a fight? 19 points to 12.
Absolutely not. And with that yellow card and that try, it's game on again, start of this second half. We've seen what the Vikings can give in that game against the Conker Knights. You know, it's a performance of the ages for them. And can they produce anywhere close to that in the second half here and nick it? We've seen a couple of last gasp smash and grabs from teams. And could the Vikings produce one here and get themselves into the final?
Yeah, the Vikings will fancy their chances now. Bear in mind, if you look outside this scrum, a lonely 2 players have to marshal half the pitch for REME. And now there's space, an opportunity for some gas into the corner. And it will be a score for Toby Upton. It's going to be a tough kick, but it's now a 2-point difference.
Yeah, lovely bit of speed shown by Toby Upton there. You mentioned the 2 defenders out there with the formidable task of stopping the Vikings. The covering defender was trying to get round, had to play the initial man inside. As soon as he was drawn, the covering defender tried to get round, but just couldn't get round in time. And Toby Upton had enough pace to get in the corner. Kick is off, so will remain 19 to 17 for the Vikings back into this game.
Yeah. The Vikings most certainly back in the game, and there's plenty of time left on the clock, I would say, for them to get another score. But they need to be the next to score. If REME were to get a converted try, one would imagine that could be them into the final. Well held by Pex. Good competition for the ball on the floor. But now, a little bit of speed. And the ball finding the hands of Leone. Leone needs support. Vikings thought they might have nicked it in the breakdown. Straightening up. Ledua. And it has been stolen by the Vikings. 2 against 1. Oh, it was actually a 2-on-2 and Pex was there. Bit of a big hit off the ball. It's getting physical out there by now.
Some huge shots going in.
But this is a huge opportunity to get into the corner. And he doesn't need to be asked twice. Toby Upton. Deja vu for the speedster into the corner. And now the Voilet Vikings are ahead.
Upton again, and pretty much in the exact same spot. He probably X-marked the spot where he put it down. Similar sort of try, just used the hands, and Upton on the outside had too much pace to get around the covering defender. The Vikings, what a second half it's been from them, and we spoke at half-time that REME just needed to close out this game. And again, after such a brilliant first half, they showed that inconsistency. Yes, the yellow card did not help, but they've been a shadow of themselves from that first half.
And just like that, the score 24-22. Conversion missed, so not too long to go here. And the Vikings 3 points ahead. Oh, the ball dropped. Well, not dropped necessarily, but left to bounce. But now there's an opportunity for the yellow carded man from earlier, Llanidloes, to make amends. Ball in the hands of Mac, who's got gas, plenty of pace and power, looking to keep the hands free. And the ball hits the referee.
Mac needed to play that pass there. It was a bit of a difficult offload, but he had Leone on his shoulder. They're just, the two of them just discussing that now. Mac needed to give that pass to set Leone free, which would have been his third try of the game. Yes, it was a difficult offload, but that was the wrong decision in my opinion.
It feels as if this game is drawing to a close. Ball in and out quickly. And now the danger man, Leone, on a hat-trick, and he's built it forwards. Respite for the Vikings. And now REME are going to throw everything into every tackle. And there comes Ladua. Huge hit. But the ball is over the dead ball. And that will be it. The Vikings into the plate final. And they came back. Half-time, the score 19 points to 5 to REME. And somehow they've come back and won the game. They'll face the Flying Penguins in the plate final.